Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Saturday. I know I'm like 2 hours late, but people got real lives too. You know, I had to run some errands and that kind of thing, but I'm here now. And this is Big Dog Sports, where sports and politics collide. I'm your boy, BD, and it's Saturday afternoon. We got two really huge games in the NFL. One taking place right now, the Buccaneers and the Panthers. That's for the division. Uh, the second game is the Seahawks and 49ers, probably playing for a number one spot in the playoffs and the division. So we got two really big games in the NFL going on right now. Um, we got some stuff going on in the NBA, regular season. The women's college is finally kicking off. They finished their cupcake schedule, so now you're starting to get conference games. We could talk about that. Um, you got the friendlies in the world of football. When I say football, I mean soccer. We got global friendlies taking place. People trying to prepare for the World Cup, which is here in America this year. Um, you got Barcelona playing in the La Liga. They're up 2-0 on Espanyol. For anybody, watches soccer, you know, I'm not a big hockey guy, but I will watch some hockey, especially in the playoffs. You got a full hockey slate today. Games going on, the Lightnings and the Shark, the Canadians and the Blues, the Flyers, Oilers, the Blue Jackets and Sabres, the Mammoth and the Devils are smacking them right now. Yeah, so we do got a lot going on in the sports world. And not for nothing, hell, we got a lot going on in the real world. Like I woke up this morning and the first thing I see was Maduro gets captured. For anybody who don't know who Maduro is, I'm fine. Waylon, how are you, sir? And everybody in the chat, good afternoon to you. This is usually a sports show for all intensive purposes, but the Maduro thing that happened this morning, I don't have a problem talking about that too, because that's real interesting. The Maduro thing. You know, Trump didn't run on, being a neocon. He ran on being a isolationist and not, minding his business. America first. I guess that then got thrown all the way out the window. The whole America first thing. That's a done deal now. You can't be America first and then run up in other countries and essentially take their leadership and bring them here. I mean, like that's crazy work. But we could get into all that too. So the link is at the top of the chat. We could do whatever. This is a sports show. We could talk football, baseball, basketball, hockey, Premier League, soccer, whatever y'all want to talk about. As far as the NFL game that's going on right now, the Bucks were up 6-0. Last time I checked it, 7-0. With 5 minutes left in the first quarter. But yeah, we in the building, y'all. We in the building. Hello to everybody in the chat. Hello. This is Big Dog Sports again. I'm your boy BD. And we in the building, man. And whatever's on your mind, and I'm sorry to hear that. Cancer is rough. Yeah, nobody likes that. Yeah, cancer is a rough thing. But yeah, we in the building. The link is at the top of the chat for anybody who wants to, come on the panel. It's a free panel. It's an open panel. I'm not gonna let you just be disrespectful and all that, but you can talk. I will give you your opportunity to talk. I'm not that kind of person. I won't cut you off and throw you in the back unless just acting crazy. You know what I'm saying? You acting crazy, that's something different. But I'm all here for conversation, you know. And again, I wanted to talk sports. I really did this afternoon, but the Maduro thing has really struck me because that's something huge. Regime change is a funny thing, and I remember back 20 years ago when George Bush went into Iraq. I know I was there, and people were hooping and hollering, regime change, regime change. The United States shouldn't be in the business of regime change. And they were right. I don't think we should be in the business of regime change because it sets a bad precedent. You understand what I'm saying? Like it really sets a bad precedent. We could go here into other countries and we doing it on this side of the world, which is really uncommon. I think the last time we had, United States intervene in a Latin country was Noriega, right? Reagan went into Noriega, pulled Noriega out of Panama, and Panama ain't really been the same since. And Marble, what's going on, brother? But yeah, we could talk about the sports and the games, which is good. These two NFL games that are playing right now are very, very important. Playoff implications for both teams. Panthers and the Bucks, 49ers and the Seahawks. Both very big games. But yeah, my mind, as much as I love sports and sports talk. My mind is just, the Maduro thing. The Maduro thing really like struck me. Well, it ain't so much, he got me thinking, but when I woke up this morning and I seen all the Maduro stuff, I was like, wow, he really went in there and took him. I mean, is it kidnapping? Like, just picture, it just tells you how strong we are and how weak a lot of these countries are. Because, nobody will ever be able to fathom a foreign country coming into the United States, taking our president and his wife and flying them out the country to their country or to wherever. Nobody would, that's like the last thing on anybody's mind. That could never happen in the United States. So it just makes me think how weak and ineffectual a lot of these countries are. I mean, they're here in the world, but it doesn't, sit right with me. For me, it almost feels like, an oil grab. People blame George Bush for going into Iraq. His premise was, oh, we're trying to stop terrorism. We don't want no more 9/11s. And we went into Iraq. But the first thing we did when we got to Iraq was secure the oil fields. Just like when we went into Afghanistan, we went into the poppy fields and secured the poppy, right? And then later on, you get an opioid crisis. Coincidence? Maybe. You seize all the poppy, and then years later, you have an opioid crisis. This, to me, the Maduro thing, I think, is more of an oil grab than anything else because, it screams hypocrisy on his face. Trump just pardoned the ex-Honduran president who was locked up and convicted for, smuggling drugs. Hundreds of tons of drugs the Honduran president was charged and found guilty for. But you pardon him, right? So, like, It can't be about drugs. That's the one thing I will say. It is. Are sports a part of psychological operations? I think it can be. I think sports can be a distraction to other stuff that's going on in the world. And I like the sports. I think sports is a welcome distraction. Honestly, I think sports get people minds off of what's going on in the real world, because what's going on in the real world can be kind of scary. Colin Powell once said a long time ago, if you break it, you own it. So I'm trying to figure out, are the American people who voted for America first, are they willing to go own Venezuela now? So, like, I'm real interested to hear what you guys think about that. And we can always talk about the games that's going on too. Again, the link is at the top of the chat. In fact, let me before I forget. And the Buccaneers are up 10-0, by the way. I'm just putting my thing in the Discord. Yeah, don't mind me, y'all. I was just putting my thing in the Discord to let folks know that I'm live. But yeah, I woke up this morning to that, and it was just like, yeah, it blew me away. Like, completely blew me away, the whole Maduro thing. Timothy Jones, wow, this is the first.
No, I've been up here before.
Okay, this must have been a while ago. Well, how are you,
Oh,
sir?
dude, I've been overseas and this and that. So I haven't been back very long, but it didn't blow me away. Think about it like this: Maduro's an idiot. I'm former Air Force, intel and counterterrorism, so I used to do a lot of this kind of work, reading intel reports and all that. Look at where Caracas is, bro. It's literally right off the coast. He's an idiot.
It's right off the coast, right?
If you're gonna do all that shit talking, you better be pretty far inland, where they can't get you. Secondly, it's simple, bro. All they've been doing is naval runs to make sure they can control that stretch of water. Then when they were ready, they grabbed them when they knew nobody could come and bring another ship through. I mean, it was really. I thought they were going to grab him sooner than this. I really thought something was going to jump off.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to grab. I thought they were trying to have a pretext to a war, to like a ground invasion. I didn't think that they were going to actually come and capture him. But now that they came and capture him, to me, it just sets a real dangerous precedent. If I'm Cuba, I'm scared to death if I'm Cuba right now.
Well, their military is not strong enough for this to even have ever even been a ground war. You could beat them. You could beat their whole military with our special forces in a joint operation. I'll be honest with you. They're not strong enough.
Right. So, Venezuela, that is. Yeah.
Yeah, Venezuela.
Militarily speaking, yeah, they're not fit to fight a ground war.
Once we started taking their Navy down, that was probably their strongest point. So it was like once the Navy went down, it was like everybody else was like, well, shit. I mean, we don't really have anything for them. So
Right.
No, I wasn't. I was surprised it didn't happen sooner with all the shit he was talking. Yeah, this is a terrible precedent. I mean, I don't have any emotion with it. I have more of a logic of this is going to make somebody sucker punch you,
Right.
because they think that you might try something, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
So,
I'm from the elk. I'm gonna get you before you get me.
absolutely. Yeah, it's bad. This is going to escalate some things, and we might not see it now. We might see it later. People are making plans. Other countries are making plans based off this. They're talking
Oh
with the
yeah,
Russias, and they're like, "Yo,
yeah.
we got to
People
figure
need
something out."
security guarantees at this point. Like, look, you need to protect us from Trump because he might come in and try to take us. So it wouldn't be surprising if we seen Russian submarines, off the coast of Cuba again. Just to have a presence there.
Yeah,
It wouldn't surprise me.
it wouldn't surprise me, but there's really no reason to go and grab the president of Cuba right now.
Right. I mean, there's no reason to go into Cuba at all. What do Cuba offer? See, at least I know Venezuela got oil.
Oil, yeah,
And,
yeah.
and to me, it was an oil grab. It had nothing to do with drugs. You understand what I'm saying? The drug argument to me is a misnomer because you just finished pardoning a drug dealer in the
Yeah,
Honduran president. You just pardoned that man. That man brought in hundreds of tons of
hundreds of
drugs
millions.
into the
Yeah.
country, and you just pardoned him. So don't give me that. Oh, this is about drugs. Nah, it's not about drugs, bro. It's not about drugs at all. This was an oil grab to
Yeah, well,
me.
Maduro was stupid. He should have made some more alliances before he was just doing some of the shit he was doing anyway. I mean, it's kind of like mob boss common sense. I don't even look at it as president, prime minister. You got to kind of think like a mob boss at this level. What
Right.
can they do to me based on what I have or don't have right now? And he never thought that far. He just thought, you know. And from what I know, how the military's operating now, everything's changing, especially in the Marines. They're going to like little 3 to 5 man teams,
Right.
and they're doing a lot of just aquatic stuff of operating like all small special forces units. So we're probably going to see something else like this again in the Middle East that's going to escalate some shit.
Yeah. It kind of
And the
reminds
vets
me.
are going to be rolling our eyes. We're going to be like, what the fuck are you
It
guys
kind of
doing?
reminds me of Rainbow Six, Tom
Mm-hmm.
Clancy,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. You don't have the whole big military theaters like we had in Iraq and Afghanistan when you're talking about 50,000, 80,000 troops on the ground. No, we're going in there with teams of 20
But the reason
under
is
under the cover of night.
we don't have the large numbers of our military ground capable like it used to be. I think
No.
that last war kind of ruined our major ground force. Like our special forces, even though they're a little bit weaker than they were before, it's still good. But as far as infantry, I don't know. If we do see something like that, it's gonna get real ugly real quick.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the next time we see a full-scale ground invasion from the United States, it'll be a world war setting, not
Yeah,
just a regional thing. It'll be a worldwide conflagration, or yeah, something to that effect. That's
yeah.
just what I think. And no, Adam, 8 men can't take over a country, but
Yes,
when
they
you give
can.
them,
Yes, they can.
when
Yes, they can. A small country, yes, they can. If they're special forces, they absolutely can. You got to remember those. When Iraq started, there were small special forces teams killing hundreds of men and just waiting it out
right,
until they got.
you got a point,
Yes,
because
they can. Yes, they can. It's
or
possible. I'm
you
not saying it's probable. I'm not saying like it's the highest likelihood. It's that 8 skilled men. Yes, they can.
because in Afghanistan, we went there and we got rid of the Taliban, but we didn't get rid of the Taliban. All they did was just hide in the caves and wait.
Yeah.
That's all they pretty much did. They hid in their caves and they just waited and waited and waited. And they waited. They played the long game. They waited and waited and waited and figured we would get tired of being there. And we did get tired of being there. And as soon as we left, they popped right back out.
Right back out. It was like, damn, and took all our equipment. It was like,
And
nah,
took
we got
all our equipment to boot. Right.
thank you. No, it's I think the conflicts that are going to be coming after this. I mean, hopefully they're just military operations that. I mean, we're gonna see them. There's no hoping for peace, in my opinion. I just don't see that as a realistic possibility.
Right. I just don't want people to think that this was about drugs, because if this is the case, China is the main reason why we got fentanyl in the country, and we're not going to bomb them. We're
If
not
this was
going to
about
bomb
drugs, we'd be
Canada.
attacking Mexico. We'd be
Right.
attacking Mexico.
We'd be attacking Mexico. We'd be attacking Canada. We'd be attacking China if this was about drugs. So no, miss me with that whole this is a war on drugs thing. No, this is not, has nothing to do with drugs. For me, I think it's an oil grab. And they're going to take the Venezuelan oil and do whatever they want with it. And they don't care about the Venezuelan people or the
there's a
Venezuelan
nuance to that.
country.
There's a nuance to that. What they're going to do is they're going to say, well, since we're running things till now, we don't want your money, but we'll just give us access to the reserves and we'll figure out the balance of who owes what by the time you guys get a government installed. It's this the classic bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, they already swore in they vice president, or Maduro's vice president. Now, I don't know how that's going to work, because you're pretty much a puppet at this point.
It's going to work as long as she listens to what Trump has to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's pretty much going to be a puppet at this point. Any future leader of Venezuela is pretty much going to be a puppet at this point.
Yeah. But here's the thing, it's one of those situations, you see people celebrating in the streets, I don't know, man. I mean, again,
you got people that are happy, between Chavez and Maduro, you've had all these years of that brand of socialism. Bob, I see you, brother. Salute. It's just the whole war on drug stuff is what gets me. Like, please stop telling me this is about some drugs when you just pardoned a whole drug dealer. You understand? Don't tell me it's about drugs when it's not. It's about oil. Just say that. I just wish folks would just come out and just say what you there for. You there for the oil. You wanted the oil, so you went and started a war, or not even a war, a conflict, because you wanted the oil. So just say you wanted the oil. We went there to get oil, and we was going to take their oil, and that's it. Just say that.
And
you know what I'm saying?
We already had 2 tankers, no? Since last week.
We already done grabbed 2 of their tankers. Matter of fact, 3 of their tankers.
3 of their tankers,
But let's stop. Let's not kid ourselves. Like, this is about some drugs when it's not. Like, this is about oil. This was an oil grab. And I could see them going into Africa and doing the same thing. You see, the whole Africa shit is starting to change. You have a Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali alliance now. You got 2 more African countries trying to get in on that. You understand?
It's going to be harder to do that in Africa. It's going to be harder to do that in
Africa. It's going to be much harder to do it in Africa now. But see, the difference between the Africans and the South Americans is that the South Americans typically have stronger civil governments than the Africans do. Like, the Africans typically don't have strong civil governments. Most of their governments are military based.
Yeah.
You look at Burkina Faso, that's a military government. Niger, that's a military government. That's not a civilian government. These are military governments.
Maduro was fronting like it was a military government. That was the problem. That was the problem. He was pump faking. And I knew it all along. I'm like, this dude is like Ahmadinejad. All he does is talk shit. And it's like, man,
that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
I dated myself.
That's the dude from Iran.
Yeah, I dated myself on that one. But if you look at it, like I said, it's crazy. You're that close to the coast and you don't have a plan to be farther inland, go into any kind of mountain range. It's like you're caught in Caracas. That just shows that you didn't have the IQ to really do this, man.
Right. And it shows that your country is weak, where a foreign power could come and take the highest seat of your government and take them and his wife out the country.
Without incident.
Little to no resistance. Little to zero resistance, basically.
Bro, if you're walking to the plane under your own power, it lets me know that the NYPD could have came in and got you.
Yeah, which is crazy work. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy work. If the NYPD could just go into a foreign country, grab your president, and get out the country at the same time, you understand?
Well, they
That's
could.
wild.
You know, they got their own. You know, they got
Yeah,
their own
the
special forces.
NYPD
Okay.
got the capabilities, right? They
Remember
got the
when they got
capabilities.
mad when Giuliani said that we got the capability to take out aircraft and we have a small military and we don't need the National Guard here and this and that. He was
Right.
bragging on all the shit they had. And then LAPD was like, well, we got it too, you know. I was
Yeah,
like,
but New
oh,
York
so we got
definitely got it. You just not coming up in New York City with the bullshit. Not anymore.
no,
Maybe
no,
pre 9/11, but not post 9/11.
not post 9/11.
You not doing that up in New York City at all, period. But yeah, my thing is it's about oil, and just say that. That's all I'm saying. Just say that. We wanted the oil. We're going to go get the oil, and we're going to use this oil for the American people to drop the gas prices. Maybe we'll see $1.50 gas now. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, man.
That would
Again,
make a
the
lot of
whole
people
bad
happy.
precedent. That's why I jumped up. As soon as you said that, I'm like, well, he's a vet too. I was like, he was thinking exactly like me. I'm like, this was not the move, not in my opinion, not from a military.
I think it sets a bad precedent. Like when you start going and start changing regimes, you give other countries the same premise. Well, America did it, so why can't we? So my thing is, if China goes tomorrow and attack Taiwan, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, what are we going to tell them? Well, this is wrong. You shouldn't do that. But you just did it. So who the hell are you to tell me? It's just like if the Israelis were right now to go into Iran and go get the Ayatollah and hold him on trial. What are we gonna say?
Nothing.
You understand what I'm saying? We look hypocritical by saying anything now to anybody.
Yeah.
By doing what we did. It's America usually is the face of sanity. You understand what I'm saying? We're usually the ones that saying, no, you shouldn't do this and no, you shouldn't do that. But here we are with the cowboy diplomacy going into countries and taking their leadership. So when it happens in another country, what leg do we have to stand on to say this is morally wrong? You shouldn't do this. You understand what I'm saying? It kind of opens the floodgates for a free fall. And then that's my issue. Like now you done open the floodgates where anybody could just go up into anybody country and take their leadership or whatever. And what are we going to do? What are we going to say? We're going to sound like hypocrites denouncing certain events. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to sound really hypocritical. And for all y'all in the chat, man, the link is at the top of the chat. Y'all always welcome to come join the conversation. Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App at the bottom of the screen if you want to donate. This Big Dog Sports is here. It's me, it's Timothy. And, this is a sports channel for the most part. But today I wanted to talk about the Maduro thing because, geopolitics is important, bro. You need to know what's going on in the world.
See, this is why I only travel to Europe for now. I'll be honest with you, man. I thought
Europe
about going to
probably
Brazil.
the safest place to go. Like I'd mess with Japan too. I wouldn't mind going to Japan.
But that's Korea. Just too far of a plane ride, bro. I'm telling you, man.
It is a long plane ride.
Yeah, the longest plane ride I've been on is 12 hours, and I was starting to think, yo, this is a bit much, man. Like, I don't know if I could do those 18s, man.
Yeah, them 18-hour rides is rough. You sleep.
That's
good,
a whole day. That's a whole day, man.
Yeah, you sleep good. I will say that. The last time I went to Korea, this was like 2007, and the plane ride was about 19 hours. Plus, you had to get the overlays and all that stuff. So, yeah, it is a chore, the actual traveling there. But once you get there, man, Korea is beautiful. Like South Korea, Seoul, and all that.
I would love to go. I would love to go to Korea. Well, for a few reasons. One, because just from a sports perspective, they have the most MMA fighters per capita out of any country in the world,
right?
And martial artists, period.
So and they play baseball too.
They're good. Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, they play baseball now.
Wrestling, they got a lot of things. Soccer, Sonny Boy Kim, my dude from the EPL.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's going to be interesting the rest of this year to see what other operations unfold. I saw somebody in a chat saying about the Panama Canal, Darien Gap. I could see that just because of how these naval operations have been for the last, let's say, even the last 2 years. I could see that.
Right.
I mean, but again, I mean, that's another thing that would just, I mean, I think we opened a can of worms with this, man. I really,
we definitely opened Pandora's box with this one. Like, you just
Yeah.
don't go into other people's countries and take. Now, I just got a thing on my phone that said Maduro just arrived in New York. Now, here's the thing. You know how the United States media is. As soon as, they get Maduro out in front of a camera, they're going to parade him in front of the cameras. They're going to parade his wife in front of the cameras. You understand what I'm saying? And it's going to be a mess. Yeah, it's going to be a mess.
And the interesting part is, okay, so he's indicted for U.S. narco terrorism crimes.
Right.
Okay. But I thought that he had some international court crimes as well. I mean, this is where the UN is. So it's kind of like, to me, diplomatically, after I did a fuck up like this, I would try and have the UN more involved, because they're already starting to be more of against.
Well, here's the thing. The U.S. is the UN. You take the U.S. out of the UN, there is no more UN. I mean, you have the 5 permanent members with France and England and Russia and China, but you take the U.S. out the UN folds, basically. So the UN don't have no real power, and the UN has never had any real power. Not for real.
Yeah.
Like, the UN power is basically for the African continent, basically. And for poor countries like Haiti and countries like that don't have a real serviceable government. But for Western countries, England don't give a shit about the UN.
About the UN. No, they don't.
France don't give a shit about the UN. You'll never see peacekeepers in Paris, right? Like, you're not going to see peacekeepers in Seattle, Washington.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you'll see them in Port-au-Prince. You'll see them in Port of Spain. You'll see them in Mogadishu. In Jakarta, places like that. These far off places with these weak civilian governments. But in a Western government or Russia or China, the UN means nothing. If that was the case, Bibi Netanyahu should have been at The Hague a long time ago.
I got a theory. I think he's going to be one of the next people arrested. I've been looking at how they've been limiting Israel's approval for airspace over certain countries.
Right.
And I think that eventually he's going to go under the bus, man, sooner rather than later.
Netanyahu?
Yeah.
Man, I would be stunned. Absolutely stunned.
I wouldn't.
I know he's not coming to New York anytime soon. Kamal Donnie already said he coming to New York, he's gonna arrest him.
You see the border wall right there? We need to place up right there. You see that beautiful border wall?
The border wall? Yeah, Skywalker. I like your border wall.
What up, Skywalker?
What's up, man? Let's get. Hey, we caught that. We called his ass. We called his ass.
Yeah, yeah. That's what happens when you hang off the coast. He's too close to the coast. They just grabbed him and put him on the boat into the plane.
He thought he was gonna go and joke around and shit. Got his punk ass, huh?
Yeah, they got his ass. They surely did got his ass. But my thing is, like I was just telling Timothy, I don't like the precedent it sets.
Well, you know what precedent it set? Them damn Venezuelans love it. They're protesting all types of places everywhere about.
Oh yeah, I mean they like it now because they don't understand the ramifications of it right now. They just see a guy that they didn't like and they couldn't get out of power, and now that he out of power, but this country was already destabilized. Now it's just going to pretty much become a puppet country of the United States. That's what it's pretty much going to be. And how much taxpayer money are you willing to fund to prop back up Venezuela? No, you didn't want to pay for Ukraine. So how you now all of a sudden you want to pay for Venezuela? Make that make sense.
Yeah.
Because if you break it, you own it. Like Colin Powell said, you break it, you own it.
This is a situation where the byproducts
broke it.
The byproducts outweigh the celebration. Because look at what's going to all fall out from this financially wise. Now we got to go run another country and figure this and this and that out. Again, I mean, I would have just, if you could have got him like that, why didn't you use a sniper?
Right. Why didn't you just get rid of him?
Why didn't you use a sniper?
My thing is, why bring him to justice and spend more taxpayer money? Why just not just get rid of him? If you had it to go and get him, you had it to go and get rid of him.
Yeah.
So my thing is, you wanted him, you wanted to keep him alive to suit a narrative or to push a narrative, because you could have easily, as easily as you went to go get him, you could have threw him off the damn plane, and he could have just disappeared.
Yep.
And the news could have been like, we got rid of Maduro, not captured Maduro. And my thing is, why would you capture Maduro and not bin Laden? If anybody,
you took the words out of my mouth.
You're gonna hold to justice, it would be bin Laden, right?
Wow. So that's how I know you a vet. Because the first thing that went through my mind is like, y'all didn't show no pictures of bin Laden, but you got this man, everybody retweeting this man's photo on that C-130. That's bullshit.
Yeah. Like, I don't, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yep.
Like, it does not make sense. Like, if anybody you would hold to justice, that the American people would have willingly.
Here he is, y'all. We got his head. Here
they would have willingly spent their taxpayer money to have a bin Laden alive and on trial and to be paraded in the streets. The taxpayer would have willingly did that, happily did that. But you didn't do that.
You gotta be kidding me, BD. If they would have been protesting the street right now.
Nah, they would not know bin Laden.
The president of another country, all these liberals would have been out there protesting.
Nah, nobody would have protested a bin Laden. If they would have captured bin Laden and brought him back to the United States alive, they would have paraded bin Laden in the streets, and people would have been partying, throwing stones at him and all type of stuff. It'd have been a real party out here.
Country you stay in where they can parade someone like that? When is the last time they paraded someone like that in the streets?
Well, they didn't really parade Noriega like that. They just captured him and threw him in jail.
Captured his ass.
But bin Laden was a different.
It was Gaddafi.
Now, would I agree with you if we are the country that does that type of stuff and we did that? Yeah, but we ain't even that type of country. You know,
don't think they're not going to parade Maduro in front of the cameras. They already sending me links about how he arrived in New York for indictment. Don't think that's not going to be all over.
They already paraded him. If that's what you want to call parading, they already paraded. Look on True Social. Trump already got the picture of him in handcuffs.
Yep.
Already.
Yeah, I seen the picture with his handcuffs on. They had the blindfold on him. It looked like the blindfold looked like a pair of shades. His blindfold. Yeah. He had his water in his hand. I see they didn't show his wife though.
Drinking that warm ass water on that C-130.
Yeah, I noticed they didn't show his wife at all, which is interesting.
Who's to say she didn't give him up? What if she's the one that got this whole thing going?
Man, we talking conspiracies now. Listen, I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't leave it off the table. Maybe
let's stay at Caracas. Let's not go to the mountains. Let's stay at Caracas. This is our palace. Caracas is where we are. It's our home. Let's stay here.
Right. Pillow talk is a motherfucker. That's all
it takes. Let's just stay at Caracas for one more week. And then all of a sudden,
come on.
Yeah, get your ass up out the bed. You don't even get to put your slippers on. We got you. Just get out the bed. Come with us. Don't worry about the kids. We'll do something with them that we're not gonna harm them. But you and your wife get on this goddamn plane and let's go.
Right. Yeah. And with a gun to your face, is better to give than receive. I mean that's the reality.
This is wild, bro. This is wild.
Yeah, I think it's real crazy work. The whole Maduro stuff. It's real crazy. To me, again, it just sets a really bad precedent. It opens the door for the wild, wild west. You understand what I'm saying? For now, I could see a situation now where Israel goes into Iran and gets the Ayatollah. I could see that happening now. Hey, it's not like they didn't get rid of the Iranian president a couple of months ago. They just went and bombed them and took out their president in a whim. So why? It's not far-fetched to me that they wouldn't go in there and get the Ayatollah now. Why not? We done opened the door for that now. We did, how long has the United States wanted regime change in Iran? We talking 30, 40, 50 years. They've been wanting regime change in Iran.
If we're talking from a real serious perspective, since the Iraq-Afghanistan war, because that way you could do everything at once and spend less money.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time, and I think he's the next one. If I had to make a prediction, if somebody gonna get got, is gonna be the Ayatollah of Iran.
And who's winning the games right now, BD?
Right now, Tampa was up 10-0. I know Ink is in there watching. That's his team.
It's 10-7.
All right, it's 10-7 now. Ink, I see you, bro. I'm rooting for Tampa just because you my homeboy. I don't really care for Carolina like that anyway. I'd rather see Baker Mayfield in the playoff game than Bryce Young. But that's just me.
BD,
why would Mayfield will perform?
Why would it be Iran over Syria? We got boots on the ground in Syria right now.
Because the new Syrian leader seems to be more open-minded to work with the West.
True.
Even though he's ex-Al-Qaeda and all that, he's already done made, olive branches to the Western governments. Like, look, I'm not what you think I am. I want to work with you. He's trying to be Westernized.
Right.
The new Syrian guy. He's not trying to be Islamic, like in the same sense of Islamic leader. He's
not
trying to be more.
Not
culturally. He's more the vein of a guy like a MBS, where he wants to work with the West in an economic sense. Don't mess with my culture, but I'll help you spend this money.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? We can make money together. Basically, I think is the kind of time he on. Just don't mess with my culture, but we can make some money together if you want to make some money. Yeah, I mean I think that's why the Saudis get away with what they get away with, because they have vast huge oil reserves and they willing to just spend their money on American businesses.
Yeah.
Let's. I know this is a sports show, so let's talk sports real quick. It was the Saudis who funded LIV, and for those who don't know what LIV is, it was the alternative golf league to the PGA, and they funded it so much that the PGA had to like up and really spend some money. Like, look, we can't compete with them money wise, so we're just gonna merge the two, so we don't have to compete with their money, because we can't compete with their money for real.
And what's crazy is golf is already a rich sport. That's what's crazy.
It's already a rich sport, but and the Saudis, they're doing the same thing with the women's basketball, with the project,
Boxing,
the whole project
NASCAR.
Yeah,
basketball. They're all gonna have leagues there.
Wrestling too. The WWE got
and MMA between Dubai and Saudi. They got
between Dubai and Ryder. Yeah, they're hosting American events, spending hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars on American sporting events. Soccer too. The Saudi money hands is in everything right now, and people don't even understand how much Saudi money is being circled around in these various sports right now. The Saudis, they're playing the long game because they know Americans like sports.
Watch what I tell you. They're gonna build something over there that they're gonna be able to host all kinds of shit. Boxing.
They already did it. They already did it.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
yeah. They already got it. Between Dubai and Saudi and Qatar, they already have all the infrastructure needed for everything they want to do for the next 10 years. As far as goals,
I heard they were trying to build a line there, but I heard they were having issues like building that line. That strip of.
Yeah, the line ain't. Yeah, that should probably be a quarter way built, and they'll stop probably.
Yeah, we talking billions of dollars though of construction to get that up and running. Billions of dollars, probably tens of billions of dollars. That's going to cost to get that up and running, like how they envision it to be.
Well, what they do is they just hire the Filipinos and they just make them work until they die and just keep bringing a bunch over that they don't have to pay. That's how they built the World Cup stadiums. I mean, slave labor pretty much, you know what I mean? Because they have the money to offer you, but you're going to work all day in the heat and you're going to die. Or a percentage of you are going to die.
Right. And the Filipinos, they not used to having money anyway. So you dangle the carrot in front of them. They willing to up and run over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they up and run over there thinking they finna make a little bit of money, to come to find out you going there to be a slave, boy. You just an Asian Toby over there.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Strange times, man.
I mean, it's a hell of a way to kick off the new year.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Because, you know, it blew me away this morning when I sat there and read that.
And yeah, I mean, you can't hang out on the coast, man.
They take their visas, make sure that they can't leave.
Yep.
And then they pretty much slaves after that.
Yep.
Yeah, because once you get your visa took, it's a wrap for you. Once you get your passport took, yeah, it's curtains for you. And you already in a foreign country, so it's not like you could go anywhere. Where you gonna run? Like, you can't run to Dubai, you can't run to Kuwait, because they got pretty much the same kind of thing going on in those countries that they got going on in Saudi Arabia. They're just going to do the same thing. They're going to see your little Filipino ass. They're going to be like, oh, you tried to run from Saudi Arabia and not be a slave? Well, you're just going to be a slave here, sir.
Gotcha.
Sorry for your damn luck.
No, gonna hit you with the gotcha, bitch.
Right.
Yep.
That's how they giving it up. But yeah, I don't think this is a war per se, Randall. I think the war part is over. That they got who they wanted to get. They don't have a reason now to go into Venezuela and wage just all out war. They don't have a reason now for that. They got who they wanted, and they really wanted the oil. So now the little vice president that's there now, she's a woman. So you already know Trump and Marco Rubio like, look, bitch, you gonna do what we say, or we gonna get you up out of here too. You're gonna give us this oil, and you're gonna shut the fuck up.
And they said they trying
and we worry about your people later.
They said they got some smoke from Mexico too.
Hey man, but I don't think they're gonna like the Mexico thing. That's different, because there's
a little bit more nuanced.
Yeah, it's a lot more nuanced, because you got a ton of Mexican Americans here in the country.
Well,
you don't have a bunch of Venezuelan Americans in the country. You have a lot of Mexican Americans in the country, though. So attacking Mexico would be a different vibe. I don't think that will go over well, as much as the Venezuela thing is going to.
LA will go crazy. LA will go crazy.
Attacking Mexico, I don't think that would be a good idea.
Trump gave him put on notice, so you better watch out. Come for you next. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Randall, I'm with you. I don't think America's done messing with other people. I just don't think it's gonna be Mexico.
I think people.
And Epoxy's right. Look at Epoxy's comment. Epoxy's
he said it's too late for Mexico. Epoxy says it's too late for Mexico. Cartel is too far in politics now. Opportunity window passed, and he's right about that, because the cartel is in their politics.
It's not just like going and knocking over some Mexican gang. Those dudes they have similar equipment to us. They're backed by the CIA, so pretty much be going up against people that were trained by us in some capacity. So it's like
right in some capacity, that part.
Yeah, right. So what? You don't think they? Come on now.
I think it would be more of a problem than you think.
Epoxy says, tell Sky America isn't the damn Avengers and we don't save people. That part, Epoxy. We're not the Avengers.
Right. Yeah, we're like
Captain
Thanos.
America here.
Yeah, right. We're like Thanos. I mean, snap finger.
Man, if it was only that simple.
Yeah.
If we could just snap our fingers and just do shit. But again, it just tells me how weak these South American countries are. That the United States could just go up in their country, take their president, fly him back out, and nothing. Like you don't have nothing. No, almost like nothing. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Like no defense, no nothing. Like y'all barely fired a shot. Did you even fire a shot?
That's what I was gonna wonder. I was like, I don't know. They said that there were some explosions, but I would like to think that those were diversions or distractions.
Yeah, they were a distraction. It was a diversion. They probably bombed a couple of things to get people not riled up, but to get, whatever military they had to go rush to those areas. And then when they went to go rush to those areas, they came in behind the smoke. You understand what I'm saying? And did what they did.
Strategic. You know what I mean? Go kill. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think it sets the new year off. That's for sure. It definitely set it to New York, the new year off with a bang, grabbing Maduro because Trump he likes to entertain. So don't think for a second he ain't gonna use Maduro and his wife to entertain Americans by prancing them around in front of the courts. Trump is the entertainer and president. He wants to entertain. He gets off on that kind of stuff.
Why you hating on Trump like that?
It's not hating on Trump. That's his personality. That's what he do. Trump is flamboyant for a reason. Because he know people like that. That matter of fact, that's a part of his gravitas, is the entertainment part. Oh yeah, you sure can. Get him up out of here, Poxy, because he talking crazy. He talking like a real Mexican right now.
No, leave Skywalker up here. He good.
That's how y'all do it. Wait till y'all come over there. I got something for y'all. Abandoned everybody.
Oh
yeah, put Sky in the damn corner. Matter of fact, where your brother at? We could put both y'all in the damn corner at the same time.
I just dropped them off. They're trying to help me fix that OBS. You know what the hell?
Yeah, your brother has never come here, but I would like to see him one day. One day.
I tell him to come.
Yeah, one day we'll see the Mexican Einstein. So I could drop both of y'all at the same time, put both of y'all asses in the corner.
Man, that's crazy.
I know it. So for those who's keeping up with the game, it's still 10-7 Buccaneers. There's 1:15 left before halftime. For those who keeping track of that, the 49ers Seattle game that comes on next. That's the game I'm gonna watch too, because that game gonna be good. But yeah, this Maduro stuff is real. It's real shit, man. I just don't like the hypocrisy of it all, trying to play it off like it's a war on drugs, like we're trying to stop the drug flow, and that has nothing to do with nothing.
We have never tried to stop the drug flow in this country. We have, if anything, we try to maintain the drug flow in this country.
Right, to make money.
Anything.
Yeah, you're not. That's the only thing that bothers me. Stop trying to act like this is about drugs when it's not. This is about oil, and you wanted the oil. Just say you wanted the oil, and we went to go take that shit.
Trump got the good gas, man. That good gas. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got that good gas.
Yeah, they wanted that crude oil, and they probably going to take some of their natural gas too.
Yeah, might as well. We can use it over here.
But my thing is, Venezuela was already an unstable country, and for all of those. And for the neighbors of Venezuela, the Colombias of the world, they're about to have all type of migration. They probably got troops at their border right now because of people trying to come into their country.
Hold up. That's a good thing. They came over here. Shit. They tried to come
They're already over here. Tren de Agua. Tren de Agua's already over here.
That's what I'm saying. They try to come over here and destabilize our shit. Do the same thing to them.
You destabilize Venezuela, that's for sure. But like Colin Powell said many years ago, if you break it, you own it. And my thing is, we can't complain when Trump starts spending taxpayer money on Venezuela. Then that's when I want to see, you know, what are we doing? What are we doing? Well, you voted for
y'all
this.
did that when Biden did it.
Biden didn't go into Venezuela trying to take out people.
Yeah, he spent.
Last time I checked, Biden spent 4 years in the president. Wasn't not one regime change. Not one.
Biden sent $11 million to the hurricane victims, right? During Hurricane Helen and all that down in Florida, right? $11 billion he sent to Ukraine while we're over here. They couldn't find people and shit. He sent $11 billion over there. Nobody said nothing about that.
No, a lot of people did. A lot of people.
That's why Trump is in office now, because you didn't have people weren't trying to spend that money on no Ukraine. Don't nobody want to pay for no Ukraine, and and this is the point I'm trying to make. Nobody in the future, nobody's gonna want to pay for Venezuela. It looks good now, right? Because it just happened and it's fresh. But a year from now, if we still in Venezuela spending taxpayer money, yeah, people are going to be like, what are we doing? You watch. It's just a matter of time. People get fatigued. Skywalker, don't nobody want to remember. He ran on America first. This is not America first. This is more neocon, George Bush-like behavior.
That's why he went over there and took their shit. Let me get that shit. You know what I mean? Said, let me get that shit. I want your oil. I want your gas. Shit, if you got gold, I want that too.
Yeah, but he's behaving more like George Bush, not like the Donald Trump that ran for, you know, president that talked about America first and trying to stay away from the world. Damn, Donald Trump ran on isolation. He ran on America first. This is not America first. This is George Bush like politics that I'm seeing right now.
It's getting that gas. It's getting that oil. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is neoconism. That's what this is. It is. This is neoconism. Okay. This is the same thing people railed against George Bush about going into Iraq, because we all know why he went into Iraq. It ain't had nothing to do with terrorism. It had everything to do with oil.
Gold and Nephilim DNA.
This is the same thing. It's oil. It has nothing to do with nothing else. It's
so
oil.
Why is
you breaking up, Scott?
So why is the Venezuelan people happy?
Because they tired of the socialism. But what they don't know is that with the removal of their socialism, now you're going to be a puppet under somebody else, and that's going to get old real quick, because most nations want to hold on to their sovereignty. They don't want to be controlled by another nation state.
Shit, Canada wants to become the United States.
Now I'm just saying, it's just a matter of time before the euphoria ends. Yeah, they happy about Maduro getting up out of there. Yeah, they happy about that now. But a year from now, when the United States thumb is still, or when their knee is, still on their neck, they're gonna get tired of that.
BD, it's not even that. Wait till they find out that the next couple months, oh, well, everything's kind of on hold while we figure things out, and you just still got to survive day to day.
Right. There ain't going to be no jobs, no nothing.
No, we're veterans. We know how this works, bro. We know how this works.
There ain't going to be nothing there.
When a government
going to be fucked up.
The people suffer. The people are going to be, Venezuela are going to be the ones suffering during this transition.
And you got what Trump essentially did. He essentially did is create another immigration problem, because you're gonna have tens of thousands of Venezuelans try to leave, and they're gonna make that 8-day walk through Central America, and they're gonna be at the Mexican border in a couple of months. You watch.
Hey, let me back in.
All right,
I'm dropped down. Let me back in.
Okay.
Yeah, what people don't understand, it's crazy, man. Like these people still have to live day-to-day life. They still have. We don't know what that's going to do to the supply chain. We can assume so much, but we don't know what contracts and things Maduro had in place. We got to come and make sure everything people can just pretty much survive, and we don't know that there's going to be no interruptions to that.
And here's the thing: we don't know what he had going on with the Russians. We don't know what he had going on with the Chinese. So now you don't force their hand. So now we got to be in their business and still handle ours. Folks not looking at the long game. They just see what's in front of them.
BD, it's like the drug dealer who took over somebody's territory, but they didn't know that that territory was backed by the cartel. And the cartel shows up after the new drug dealer is there, and he's like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, what are you doing?
I was dealing with you. I was dealing with Jamal Holmes. What's up, man? And you like, no, this is mine. He's like, okay, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. You just stay right there, my friend.
They come back deep, and then Jamal get gone.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Every veteran I talk to about this, we all are looking at it the same way. We're all tired of conflict. We all don't want to see nobody else die. And it's good. You know, the thing is I know peace isn't like it's not always possible, but you don't got to go around starting shit all the time either. You know what I'm saying? Like some things are avoidable. They are. Some things are avoidable.
And this was definitely avoidable. This 100%. Was definitely this was Trump chose to do this. He didn't have to. Venezuela wasn't bothering the United States like that. They weren't bothering the United States at all. Venezuela is not a threat to the United States, not militarily, not economically, not none of that. They were zero threat to the United States. So you did this, you chose to do this. And you had a reason, you know, a subliminal reason why you want to do it, because you know Trump is about making money. Yeah. And if he's gonna get that oil and make some money and maybe get some of it for himself, why not? And you know, you had dudes like Marco Rubio in his ear. He's been trying to get rid of Maduro for a long time.
Long time. Since like maybe more than 8 years ago, actually.
Yeah, he's been trying to get rid of Maduro. You know, he probably been in his ear for a minute. Yeah, we got to get rid of him. Let's just go get him. And you know, like I said, if I'm Cuba, I'm scared. Like, look, I need to shut the fuck up and just let this shit go. Let it pass. Hey, Ms. D, I see you. Let this go. Let it pass. Keep our mouth shut, because you know it's only a matter of time before they could send a couple of jets and come get my ass too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I see that there's where I don't think it was jets. I think this was all naval.
This was all naval. I'm just saying, you know, just
in the bigger picture. Yeah. No,
in theory, you know, you fly a couple of jets. Oh, you know, you close the, because you know that's how it starts. You close the airspace first. That's the most important thing.
Hey, Ms. Lee, is that Ms.
D?
Oh, Miss D. Oh, hey, Miss D.
But yeah, you close the airspace first, and then once you close the airspace, that's when you know you're in trouble. When you know you can't fly your planes or you can't have flights come in and out your country anymore, you know you're in trouble. Once your airspace gets closed, you know something coming. And Maduro's supposed to know, listen, your airspace been closed for more than a month. You should have known something was coming.
Why are you near the coast?
Was coming.
Why are you near the coast? That's just my biggest issue. Why are you anywhere near the coastline? Why?
Right. You supposed to be in the mountains. You supposed to make it hard for a motherfucker to come get you. He made it real easy. And you know what? I'm kind of with you, Timothy. I think his wife might have had a hand to play in that. Like, no, we don't need to leave. This is our home. This is that. This is third. And he was listening to her ass. And now both of y'all here in New York City about to get paraded around in front of the people you ain't never seen before. All because you wanted the pillow talk about how we should stay here and this is our home and all that stuff. I hope they ain't have any kids, because them poor babies gonna be traumatized for the rest of their lives.
Nah, they'll be in boarding school in Switzerland somewhere.
You think so? Oh, you think the United States just take the kids? They're gonna take good care of the kids, huh? Like, we're gonna send y'all to England. Y'all gonna go to private school. Y'all gonna get
not
educated.
England. Switzerland is where it is the catch-all for all this kind of stuff, bro. Because think about it. It's in the middle of nowhere. You can't just get in and get out. Their security
Right.
is super strict. They're going to be going to school in Switzerland, bro. It's over for them. They're good. They'll be sad and they won't see their parents, but they'll have the best education. So,
right. And maybe they'll be able to go back to Venezuela and be puppets for the United States too. Once
yeah,
they get
after
their
they graduate from
Western,
university,
right?
yep.
Once they get their Western education and get drilled in the Western ideology, they'll come back to Venezuela talking about capitalism and how the West is so great, even though it was the same West that took my parents away. It's crazy work, bro. It's crazy. It's
And
crazy.
who's the last person to get charged with narco terrorism on a high level? I didn't even look it up because I didn't want to think.
The Honduran president, which was
But okay, I mean, and then captured and put on trial in another country is what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that doesn't happen very often. Like the only example I could think of other than the Honduran president was Noriega.
yeah,
and that was in the 80s, right?
And then
When
Mubarak
Reagan went up
Egypt,
in Panama.
Mubarak
and grabbed
it wasn't
Noriega.
narco terrorism, but it was similar. It was like similar charges. They got Mubarak back in the 2000s.
Right, that was Egypt though, Mubarak.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. He stole 90 billion from the people or some shit like that.
Yeah, some wild stuff. You know, and then you had the Arab Spring and all the stuff that happened after that. You know, it was just one big mess, man. Like the whole Maduro thing, I think the geopolitical game has changed. Like you done open the door for other countries to go in and start taking out other people leaders. And it's okay now. And we can't say anything because we doing it. So if it's okay for us, it's gonna be okay for them too. My thing is, I wonder where this puts, you know, the whole Russia-Ukraine thing. Like, how do you negotiate now in good faith after you did this?
You don't, because that's really, if you've noticed how things have been going, they've been kind of letting Zelensky kind of be out on his own with this. So you don't. They took a fifth of the, so if you look at it, they only have a fifth of what Ukraine was. What I would personally do, I would tell Zelensky, I'm like, look, man, take that L. That was a fifth of Ukraine that you really didn't want anyway, because it bordered Russia. You was always nervous about it. It's over, bro. You're not getting it back.
Yeah, you're not getting it back. Just let that go.
It's only a fifth. You know, it's kind of like you lost a finger. You didn't lose your whole hand. You better be thanking God right now. You know what I mean?
Right. Just give up that Donbass reason. Just let them have it. And maybe we'll give you your security guarantees because, you know, Zelensky's main thing is he wants to be in NATO. That's his main objective at the end of the day is NATO.
I don't know why. You know, and I've done a bunch of joint NATO exercises in Belgium, France, Germany. I mean, you name a European country, I've probably done a training exercise with their government.
Right.
And we were doing most of the work. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be funny. Yeah, they had some capable people, but it was kind of like, well, shit, why are all these people here? We already have all these bases in Hamburg, Heidelberg, and it's like, well, shit, we just holding hands at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We've been holding their hands for a long time, though. We've been holding their hands for 70 years, pretty much.
Holding hands and writing checks. Holding hands and writing checks now.
Yeah.
That's
you know, that's the one thing I did agree with Trump about. Yeah,
Trump,
they need
give
to
me
pay.
The money back. Give me my fucking money back.
They need to pay. We got to hold your hand. You're going to pay for this hand holding. And it's not like y'all don't got the money. Y'all spending y'all money on everything else except defense because you expect us to defend you at the end of the day. And the world don't work like that. We not fit to defend you just for nothing. But I think that's Zelensky's end game. I think he wants NATO membership, and that's his end game. He wants NATO membership. But I don't ever
think get access to the dues.
Yeah, but I don't think he's ever going to get NATO membership, though. The Europeans will go along with it, but I don't think the Americans will ever go along with letting Ukraine.
It's not so much that. Why? It's kind of like this. If you see me and I'm getting beat up, and you're handing me brass knuckles and all this shit, and I'm still getting beat up, would you want me to have your back or be in a group with you when we're going to go fight other people? No. You're going to be like, man, you can't fight, bro. I've given you brass knuckles, I've given you knives, and this dude is still whooping your ass. You can't train with us. You're not a part of our team. You can't fight.
Right.
That's a logic thing. I mean, I just take the emotion out of it. I look at how I would look at it. Like, nah, this dude, if he comes with us, he's a liability. He's gonna get beat up, and 6-on-6 is gonna turn into 6-on-5 real quick.
And then that's a bad look. When it becomes 6-on-5, you in trouble.
And you're complaining at the same time. Well, you didn't give me the brass knuckles that had spikes on it. Otherwise, I would have knocked his. No, you wouldn't have.
No, you wouldn't have. Right. Because you could have did that without the brass knuckles, for real. If you were tough like that.
He's a K-pop or a boy band dude anyway. So, I mean,
remember, Zelensky was a comedian turned
president. That's what it was. I was like, I called him a boy band dude. It was comedian. It's same shit, man. You know,
he was a TV, he was a TV show person. Like, you was on TV doing sitcoms.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you think you fit to fight wars with somebody who's ex-KGB, somebody who's ex-military, like
you're never ex-KGB or CIA. Never.
Yeah, that.
You're never.
You know what I'm getting at, though.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
In terms of just military strategy, like Putin knows what he doing. He knows exactly what he doing on the military front. Zelensky needs to be told what to do on the military front, and that's a major difference. When you're dealing with somebody who already knows what to do compared to somebody who needs to be told what to do.
Yeah.
That's a completely different dynamic. I think a lot of Americans don't understand that Zelensky is being told what to do. He's not like thinking on his own, where Putin is thinking on his own. And he's been thinking on his own for the past 30 years. That's why he's still around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is this. My main thing is this, Tim. The Ayatollah of Iran. His days are numbered, bro. His days are numbered. Listen, his days are numbered. If you go into Venezuela and grab Maduro and hold him to trial, don't think for a second that the Israelis not looking at this like, hold on. They just grabbed Maduro talking about he's drug dealing, knowing damn well that we just wanted some oil. We could go into Iran and just say, look, they were trying to build nukes. When really we just want the Ayatollah Iran because we believe in our Zionism and we don't like Muslims.
You know,
I'm just saying.
I would do you a different one. And follow me on this, because as soon as I saw it in the news,
I know it's conspiratorial, but you know,
I'm gonna go on those same lines. Why was Israel the first country to recognize Somaliland as an actual country since last week?
You know what? That's a good question.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Somaliland has a strip of the ocean between there and Yemen. Who else is Israel worried about besides Syria and Iran? Yemen,
Saudi Arabia.
Well, true, but if they could get a foothold in Somaliland and deal with them, they could take care of Yemen real quick.
Like this. Yeah.
Real quick. I'm talking about they could throw a rock from Somaliland to Yemen.
Right. Yeah. I ain't think of that. Yeah, because I know
this is battleship mixed with a bidding war, bro. That's why Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, all these countries are so valuable, bro. They're so valuable.
And they starting to click up too. Yeah, these African countries, they starting to get hit to the game. Like, look, we stronger together than we are apart. We need a united front.
I was watching your show the other day where you were like, the translations is off. I'm like, damn, this. And I keep forgetting you're a fellow vet. And then I was hearing you talk. I was like, that's right, BD's a vet. When you were like, the translation is off, he's not talking about the EU. I was like, I'm so glad you said that, because everybody was thinking, I was like, no, he's talking about the African Union. They just the AI was messing up. Off. Yeah, right. I was like, oh, thank God he said that. I was like, that's a very, very key point, because if you were looking at that in layman's terms, you would think, oh man, Africa's added with the European Union. It's like, yes, but that's not what he's talking about in this context.
Yeah, not in this context. No, He's talking about defending themselves from the Europeans, from the West.
Collectively.
And
This country,
he was, and you know, I think a lot of people missed this. He was making a pitch to Black Americans too. He was making a pitch to Black Americans,
but
like you're
think
Black, and
yeah.
you should join the Pan-African movement. He was trying to say that in not so many words.
Well, he's got to talk to Nigeria, because you got to remember Ghana, Nigeria, and 2 other Western African countries are doing the reciprocation with African Americans for dual citizenship.
Right.
And Nigeria's not on board with that now because they're mad at Trump. And he's probably like, yo, let's come on, man, soften up there. We're trying to get. Here's the problem.
Yeah, because he understands they're gonna need the bodies.
Yes, but
when
I
the
think
war comes,
culturally, it would take a mass amount of destruction in the United States to get that talent pool, because you can't get a nigga to go from over here over to Africa.
Nah,
niggas ain't going. We're not going, dog.
Nah, ain't
not going.
Doing that.
And I'm not trying to be funny. I feel bad because I go to Europe. I go to Europe, dog. It's just there's so many advantages from recently up until now for me to do business over there than anywhere else in the world. For a number, especially Eastern Europe. I just spent a month in Serbia, and what's interesting is their country is going through all kinds of protests and this and that, and it's not even really making the news. They're not trying to so much overthrow their government, but they're making it difficult for their government. It's been going on over a year now. It's not even making the news
for you.
Unfucking believable. Unbelievable, bro. I'm going back. I made some good friends over there. So I was over there for a few things. I play some music. So I had a bunch of shows. I had like a little mini tour and this and that. Okay. And then I was training some jiu-jitsu over there. So I have some friends over there that, there's a couple gyms.
So you play music and you beat folks up, huh? I know that's
right.
Too.
But that's why I was going to tell you, I'm going to be out in Vegas for UFC 324. So I wanted to talk to you about that here soon too. But it's crazy that they look at the way Eastern Europeans view it. Eastern Europe is different than the rest of Europe. I lived in Central Europe for 3 years of my life, and I don't think I would do that again, but I would definitely live in Eastern Europe, because Germany, France, all those countries, England, they're all cooked. They're immigration wise. But when I was over there, I was in Belgrade. I was in the capital.
Right.
And it was awesome. I didn't have people looking at me funny, but I will tell you this, they got smoke over there if you want it, because it's nothing but a bunch of jokers just walking around. So if you came over there with that hood bravado attitude, they will gladly oblige you over there. They don't care nothing about none of that.
Right. And I mean, you gotta understand that those people had real civil war.
Right. So that's where I was going next.
They're not trying to play with you like that out there.
No. Here's the thing of what it is. The old era that went through that war with Bosnia and all that.
Yeah, Milosevic and all that.
Yeah, they don't want it again. But if it has to happen, it's kind of like, fuck it. It's what I know. They're kind of want to be left alone to kind of just live life. Like I enjoyed it. I hung out in the neighborhoods. I went to the areas I went to all the bad areas, because I like doing that in countries. Like where's the hoods at? I want to see how the people are really living. I didn't see immigration over there like I saw. Like when I was in Berlin, bro, it looked like New York City to me, bro. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah, I already know.
I mean, well, you probably been over there, right? When you were stationed.
That's what I'm saying. Germany is pretty much like America at this point, especially with the immigration stuff. It's so many Africans over there. They got whole populations of just Africans and Syrians, bro. And so it's wild.
From for 6 months of 2024 going into 2025, I lived in Vienna, Austria too, and I could tell you that's where I saw. I was like, they're really cooked. I mean, there were whole neighborhoods where it was nothing but Arabs, bro. Nothing but, I mean, whole districts actually, because that's not even a neighborhood, whole districts. It was wild, bro, to see. And then I go to Serbia and you don't see immigration like that. But I did see black people over there. And what made me feel good, all the black people I ran into or interacted with, they were private tennis coaches, cellists, basketball players, musicians. I mean, I'm talking about these. We all had careers.
Right.
We weren't, oh, this is vacation. Like these were people actually like what I would call contributing.
Yeah, they were
To
contributing to the
society, like
society.
not black people a bad image. Yeah,
Right.
and they, you know what, they're real cool with black people over there. And you know what it is, like they got a little hood to them over there. They're all brother. Oh, once they found out I was from America and from New York, upstate, not New York, but
Right.
they were like, oh, brother. They were super cool, man. Like I got along great over there. I didn't have any issues, but you could tell they definitely, if you want to be froggy, they're like, well, fuck it, let's do it. We're not
You
gonna
don't
run.
want to smoke with them because they used to fighting. That's
Yeah.
why I be trying to tell niggas in the street, you go across the world, you think you fit to be on this hood rah shit with them? No,
you're not. No, you're not.
really
That dude in Korea found out. What's him call that YouTuber? He found out. He went over there and got socked up by that MMA fighter, and then grabbed up and arrested. Like, man, the rest of the world don't care if you from Chicago, bro.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about none of that. Yeah, they don't give a shit. I found
traveling, there's tough people everywhere. For me, I found personally, because I train every time I leave the country. Like when I lived overseas, I was at different MMA gyms, and that's just something I just like to do because I wrestled my whole life. So I'm always going to try and be involved in martial arts as long as the Lord will let me. And when I went into that gym, I go in humble the same way. Man, they were so welcoming. I mean, they tried to kill me, don't get me wrong, but it was from a jiu-jitsu perspective. It wasn't like, no, I'm not related to Bomani Jones, but my brother always calls me that, and I don't like.
You look like him, though, bro. I'm not going to hold you. You look just like that dude.
Yeah,
I ain't want to say it yet. He beat me to it, but yeah, you do look like that dude a lot. You really do. Like if 8 degrees of separation is real, then y'all two are like y'all distant cousins in some way.
I've heard that before. I've heard that from multiple people. It's like, damn it. But no, man, I learned a lot traveling and training across the world where, you know, respect is universal, man. And there's one common denominator, man. We'll always get down. If you don't have the correct attitude, you'll either find it or, you know, you'll find it or find out.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
In Eastern Europe, you're going to find out.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
There ain't no finding it. You're going to find out.
Yeah.
Because they not fit to play with you like that.
No. It was like that in Prague, too. Like, I noticed, like, because, you know, it's not so much, it's like from a man thing. I look at the dude, like the average dude walking the street. I'm like, man, I don't see a lot of, well, what I would perceive as a soft dude here. Like, and one, they're huge. Like I said, there was a bunch of Jokic's walking around, bro. I'm like, these motherfuckers are giants. No wonder he's winning MVP. I was like, I can see why.
There's some big dudes. There's some big dudes out there. And you know, the average size for them out there is like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, it is.
Just on average. Like the regular folks are 6'1", 6'2". So like when you start getting into the athletes and the folks that are doing athletic stuff, these guys are 6'8", 250, 6'9", 280. Like
and can move.
And can move, right. And and you know why they can move? I tell a lot of folks, a lot of these dudes ride horses.
Mm-hmm.
They love horses out there, and a lot of these dudes are, you know, into husbandry, and they ride their horses. And it looks funny when you see a 6'9", 300-pound dude on a horse. But these dudes, they control them horses real good out there, boy. They don't play with them horses.
Yeah, man, it was. You know what I ended up finding out though? So weed is really, really bad over there. So I found the connect like my first week out there, man. And it was, man, they got some good, low-key good bud out there. Oh man, I had a good time. Like I said, I recommend Eastern Europe. If you really want to go somewhere where you can enjoy yourself and don't have to worry about just a bunch of bullshit, I would say, man, all them countries on the Eastern Bloc, fair game, bro.
Yeah, it's cool. Just don't go out there trying to be a nigga.
Yeah, you do that, you gonna find out. Don't go out there
trying to be a nigga. Don't do that.
Don't
do it.
One, I get mad when I see it because I'm like, this dude is messing it up for me. This is my fucking hustle. Like, I want to come over to another country and enjoy myself. It's like, you over here fucking. This ain't passport bro shit. Like, calm down. One, they're super Christian over there still too. They're very conservative.
Right.
So like,
Christian,
I met
Catholic,
a bunch of girls over there.
Thing.
Yeah, and the girls over there are super conservative. Like I had to take one girl out on a few dates before we really got it on because they're used to like they got tradition over there. And I found that out. Well, I knew it before going over there, but I found it out. I'm like, okay.
Right. Oh
gotta
yeah,
be the
you
nice
just not
guy for a little bit.
smashing like that over there, like that. No,
No.
they're
Now
very
their nightlife
religious.
is legit, but they're definitely conservative, traditional, to where the girls still have a little bit of a I'm not a slut, I'm not a hoe, but
Right.
don't treat me like that. It's very much that over there. And I can appreciate that. You know what I mean? I can appreciate that.
Oh yeah,
That's
women that
not an
have
issue.
respect for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I made some good connections over there that are gonna allow me to hopefully go back, because I don't know what's gonna be going on with the world, but I would like to,
When would you like to go back? Do you have like a
So
time frame?
yeah, so I have I'm working with a few bands that we're trying to set up a tour for sometime from late spring to summer, but I don't care if it goes into the fall because it stays nice into October or into November over there.
Right.
So I don't care as long as I can have some good business going. So I'm looking anywhere from late spring to like that fall time frame, out of the winter. I didn't want to go back when it was winter time.
What
I've done
instrument you
Europe
play?
drums.
Are you a drummer? Okay.
Yeah, I'm in my
okay.
studio right now.
Okay, I didn't peep the background of the drums.
Yeah. So I play drums, and then I do a little bit on the keys, but mostly drums. Like, so I had the shows I did play, they were blues shows. There was a couple of blues bands I played with, and then I went to this one place that they have like open jams for jazz, funk, and blues, and I ended up getting hired as the house drummer for this place that does like a weekly jam. So, like I said, I tried to make as networking was big. I was like, well, if I'm gonna be over here, I'm gonna try and really, really make something happen while I'm over here. And I could tell you that I couldn't have been happier. Like, I've been to most of the country, and I would say this most recent trip, I probably enjoyed myself the most out of all of my years being over there.
Well, yeah, that's what's up, man. I'm not mad at you at all. And I love to see, especially when it's black men. I love to see black men travel and see the world, because a lot of black men in America, they get so caught up in America that you don't know nothing else, and you don't get to see how great you got it here until you start going places like over there, and then you could really understand how really good you have it here. Like, a lot of folks don't understand how really good they have it here because they ain't never been outside of here. Like, you got to go outside of here to really understand how good you really have it, because where you was at, Serbia, they don't have no social safety net. Ain't no welfare there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no food stamps. You don't have that there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a little different. Yeah. It's
like, what you have is what you have. And if you don't got it, then you just don't got it. And you just gonna have to go and get it any way you can. You understand what I'm saying? We're here in America, you have a safety net. If you a bum, you could just live off the government. You ain't doing that in these foreign countries like that.
No.
Yeah, at all. You ain't finna do all that. Hold on for a second, Tim. My daughter calling me. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Let me check in on the score, since BD's gonna dip out for a second. See, what do we got? Oh, 13-7. 13-7 Tampa Bay right now, third quarter. All right, I'm not really that big of a fan of the NFL on the team sports side. It's just got to be not as fun, more college football. Yeah, I can't do the NFL right now, dog, for team
Speaking
sports.
of the
NFL
college
and
football,
NBA
what did you think about these playoff games?
Bro, let me tell you something. That last game was the most happy and disgusted I've ever been at the same time, because I'm rooting for Ole Miss. I have never in my life seen such blatant cheating from NCAA refs at the end of a game, ever. They tried to will Georgia to win that game in every facet imaginable with 1 second left. That was some wild shit, bro.
Yeah,
but the college football
I'm a
playoff
Georgia
has been great.
fan, so I was hot.
You
that
know that
Ole
shit
Miss
was
one.
bullshit.
It was though. I mean, I'll call an ace and a spade a spade. I hate when the referees get involved in a game, especially when you're having a classic game play out. Like that was a classic, that Ole Miss Georgia game. That was a great game. That, matter of fact, that was the best college football playoff game this year. Was that game?
It was. It was. The game I could compare it to is in the playoffs last year, Arizona State and Texas. That game was crazy.
Yeah, that was a really
kind of like that.
Too. Yeah, it
and
was
I think it's going to get better. I think I got two predictions. I think the NCAA is going to be closing its doors soon, and we're just going to be watching good semi-pro football. I really don't care who goes to class. I don't care who gets paid. I care about the games I see. None of that shit matters. Now that everybody can be paid, we're seeing an equal playing field play out. And guess what? A few people are upset about it, but they really can't pinpoint why it's bad. They just don't like it. It's kind of like
because they become accustomed to seeing the same teams over and over and over again. That's what it basically boiled down to. They used to seeing Alabama, used to seeing Georgia, used to seeing Ohio State. And you've seen these teams. You understand what I'm saying? They still around, but at the end of the day, like I think it gives it more parity that you have an Ole Miss Miami semifinal, Indiana, semifinal. Like
I love it. It's been good football. It's great football. And the people that are complaining, I only ask them one question. I'm like, have you checked the viewership stats for the last 2 years? Well, no. Well, college football's viewership has increased. So obviously something's going right where people are enjoying it. But there's going to be naysayers to NIL because they don't think kids should be paid. Well, as a former college athlete, I definitely would have liked this money. I'll tell you that much right now.
Well, here's the thing.
It's a job.
If you remember Brian Bosworth, right? You remember Brian Bosworth? He used to play.
Yeah, I remember he got in trouble and he didn't play in the bowl game because he wore that shirt. What did it say? It said National Communist something.
Yeah, something to the effect of NCAA need to pay me.
Yeah, he was right.
And that was almost 30 years ago, 35 years ago, something like that. That was in the 80s.
Might have been longer than that, bro. Might have been longer than, well.
It was in the 80s, late 80s.
It was in the 80s, yeah. Yeah, because I'm an 80s kid, so yeah.
Yeah, but he was
that was like 88.
Yeah, he was talking about paying them back then. And, they gave him the business for that. But, he seems to be a prophet now because what he was talking about in the 80s done came to fruition. And
I look at how many people got in trouble for getting a jersey, taking a meal, getting a fucking tattoo, and they made it seem like he killed somebody's mother. It's like, bro, you're going to kick this kid off for a few games or destroy his draft reputation. And then now we're paying people. The NCAA is useless, bro. All you need is the conference commissioners. And then you rotate every year who's in charge of pretty much just facilitating everything. College football runs itself. It doesn't need the NCAA. It doesn't.
Yeah, listen, I agree with that. I think the NCAA is going to become extinct. I don't know when it's going to become extinct, but it's coming.
Well, you got to look at what's happening.
Be able to hold on to all this talent and pay all this money and still give all these kids free rides to these schools. Like something going to give eventually. I think the NCAA is going to be more about the women per se. That'll keep the NCAA intact because they still got to deal with the Title IX and the women's sports. And, the women's sports don't make as much money as the men's sport. I hate Miss D, if you out there, I'm not trying to throw shade on the women, but the reality is the reality. You understand what I'm saying? If the NCAA is going to still be around, it'll be around because of the women's sports, not so much the men's sports. The men's sports are probably going to end up branching off to, like you said, to some kind of semi-pro thing.
Well, I think what it'll be is it'll be basketball, probably, and I can even say this for wrestling and football won't need the NCAA for just a number of financial reasons that we can get into. Right. What's going to happen is all the lower tier Division I sports will, and then Division II and Division III will need the NCAA. But for your money makers like football, how much money? It won't need it. And if you look at what they're doing, they're testing it now, letting that kid who played 8 games with the Bulls go to did he go to Louisville? Where the fuck he go?
I know you told him that's the same dude
Yeah.
Calipari was complaining about. Like, hold on, how this dude in the
Remember he
NBA
went,
get to play in college? Like, what are
and
y'all
then
doing?
there's a Croatian pro player that's going to be starting actually this month for one of the out west teams. He's gonna be picked up. Here's the thing, man. Look, if they had better rules, they wouldn't have been enforcing the stupid ones and getting people in trouble over frivolous shit. And what happens is you get an overcorrection. And we see this in all levels of society. Like Black Lives Matter was the same thing. It was an overcorrection of all the people who complained for years that everybody ignored. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying if I keep telling you you got a bullshit rule or this is bullshit, and you keep ignoring me, if I'm smart enough, I'm gonna come up with a way that destroys your narrative. Yeah, and you can never tell me that I'm full of shit again because now I have my own platform. And that's just a microcosm of society, bro. I mean, this is what we're seeing play out. They've never been fair to the kids. They let certain people get paid and certain people not. And now we're seeing, well, fine, we're going to make it so everybody can get paid even all the way down to high school. So, and we're going to pull a Tennessee and Ohio State and get our athletic department evaluated at a financial means. And then we're going to sell it to a private corporation. So if we really get upset with you, we don't really need you. And then we're going to convince 5 other teams
anyway. Yeah, because we're going to get funded anyway.
Yeah, you don't really bring us any money. If anything, you were counting on us. It's kind of like this. What women figured out with OnlyFans and Backpage. You don't need a pimp anymore. Why the fuck was I paying a pimp?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. People say, oh, yes, it's the same exact thing. Right? It's a horrible analogy. It's a little gross,
it's not. It makes perfect sense.
But you know what I'm saying? For classy terms is what I'm saying. But to bring it home to you, it's like, well, there's no pimps anymore. There's OnlyFans. So,
right. Who need a pimp when I could just go online and do the exact same thing? What I need the middleman for is just cutting the middleman out, basically, is what it's doing. Timothy, you freezing on me, brother.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm in a little bit of a storm. We got a little bit of snow and wind coming up in here. I'm in upstate New York. It's cold as fuck right now, bro.
I already know. I hated upstate New York, Tim.
It is cold, bro.
Syracuse, Rochester,
I can't wait.
Just the snow. Yeah. I hated it.
That's right where I'm at. That is right where I'm at, bro. It is cold fuck up here. I can't wait to go out to Vegas in a few weeks, bro. I cannot wait, man.
Yeah, Vegas is fun.
Yeah, I love man. Vegas. Yeah, it's Vegas a good time, man.
Fun.
It's a good time.
Yeah, Vegas is a good time. It definitely is. But I learned one thing about Vegas, not to be out there longer than a week. Because
it changes, dog.
You out there longer than a week, it wear you out. Yeah, Vegas will wear you out. A week is enough.
I think once you, especially if you're partying a little bit, and I don't really party that much, and I haven't in a long time. Like I'll smoke a little bit here and there, but you know what I mean? If you start drinking and partying and this and that, things just 3 days turns into 7, 7 turns into 10 real fucking quick.
Yeah. Yeah, it wear you out. Vegas will wear you out. If you there longer than a week and you in the casinos, you gambling, you drinking, and everything. You wake up, drink, because Vegas, they get you drunk all day, all night. Like you wake up in the morning drinking, you going to sleep at night drinking, and then you waking up the next morning, they giving you mimosas early in the morning with your breakfast and all that. Like they keep you drunk. So you could just spend your money and gamble. And the one thing Vegas do, they keep you fucking drunk, bro.
Well, it's worse now too because the tourism is down for a number of issues. So they're trying to do all these promotions to get people coming in, and the thing is too, Vegas it turned into more of like a family sports town in the last like 15 years, however you want to label it. Like I've been going to Vegas off and on since 2004, and I've seen it dramatic. I don't even recognize it from what it used to be. It's not even the same. Like it's much different now.
The last time I was in Vegas, this was COVID year 2020, and I went to the old strip, Fremont. And Fremont is like the hood now. It wasn't like that before. Like Fremont Street, that shit is the hood. It's the hood. Let's call it what it is. That shit is the hood. Like it wasn't like that though. When like the very first time I went to Vegas in like 2012, Fremont was actually popping, but now that shit is like the hood.
Yeah, man. I mean, I try to enjoy it because, like I said, I'm usually going there for the fights or training or something like that. Like I don't really go to the strip as much. Like the last time I went to the strip was for actually a big college wrestling tournament that they had on the strip. It was last year, and I was just in and out. I didn't stay in Dally. Like I stayed near Red Rock, and like I go out camping out there a lot too.
Have you ever got to like sit in the desert in Vegas?
Yeah,
have you ever got to like sit in the desert? Like for me, that's therapy.
Yeah, I used to camp out in Red Rock, and then I do mushrooms out there and little things like that. And yeah, for sure, I've done a lot of camping in near Mount Charleston and in Red Rock. I love it.
Oh, and for all y'all that's trying to keep up with the game, the Buccaneers are still in front, 13-7. It's 3:15 left in the third quarter. For those who keeping track of that, because you know that game got playoff implications. The winner of that game wins the division.
Yeah. And then the winner of the other game gets the first seed, right?
Yeah, the winner of the other game gets the first seed in the NFC, the Seattle 49er game. So that's a big game too. Skywalker, I did see you pop up in here real quick, but I don't know what happened to you. When you get the chance, come back, bro.
Yeah, man. No, the NFL, I'm a Bills fan, but I just haven't really been into it. I just can't. I can watch college games. Like Saturdays, I love watching college football because that's just something I did as a kid. But Sundays, I can't watch a full day of NFL anymore. I just can't do it, man. It's not entertaining. It's not as entertaining to me as it used to be, man.
Well, you caught the right vibe with the college stuff though, because this college football playoff has been amazing, even though my team lost. But
the whole season's been amazing. The whole season's been amazing. Yeah, man. And now that 16 teams are going to get in, what is it starting next year or the year after?
I think it's next year with the 16 teams.
Yeah, that's amazing because now you don't have to be paranoid about your team taking an L throughout the year. You don't care. Right. Before it's like if we took an L, it's like, oh,
it was a wrap. Right.
Yeah. All because four white dudes were in charge of the BCS and were just picking the two teams they wanted to play for a title. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like, and it was the same two teams pretty much every year, Alabama and Ohio State. And every once in a while you see Oregon sneak in there or Florida State sneak in there. But mostly it was always about Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State and Michigan.
And if it was, yeah. But yeah, man, college football has definitely impressed me for the team sports wise. Like, and I'm a big soccer fan too, EPL and in the World Cup. I watch the EPL a lot because that's just, to me, it's just more entertaining.
Premier League. I'm a Manchester City fan.
I think the best athletes are in the Premier League and like in the Spanish league. I think that's where the best
let me
athletes
ask you this. Who's the best player in the world, Highland or Mbappe? I know that's tough. I know it's tough.
I'll say this. Mbappe's consistently on better teams from the national team to where he is. So I don't know. I think guys like Mo Salah and Sonny Boy Kim deserve, and Rashford, who's my personal favorite player, deserve to be in that conversation when they're, you know what I mean, healthy and like.
What about Salah? I think
Salah, Mo Salah. Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, Salah.
He has more assists. Well, because he has more assists. He's more of a this is kind of like the Messi versus Ronaldo argument where Messi's gonna have a lot of assists as well. He doesn't always need to score.
Right. Well, Salah's gonna change a game just off assists. I've seen Messi take over a game just hitting people off when he not scoring at all.
Right. I think Mo Salah was kind of getting shelved a lot when people were like, oh, I'm like, Mo Salah is probably the best player in the EPL overall. And that was going back to like, wow, 2017, 18. I'm like, nah, man, you guys don't have this right. Look at Mo Salah's stats, man. That dude is a baller, bro. He's a baller, man.
Right. But it's sexy to score. It's not so sexy to get assists. But points are points at the end of the day. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
If you creating points, that's the main thing, is to create points.
Yeah.
I'd rather take a Mo Salah than an Mbappe, even though I understand Mbappe is one of the great strikers of the world and Haaland's one of the great strikers in the world. But I'd rather have a person who could set up my offense.
Because Mo Salah,
he
can get selfish. He can get selfish in a heartbeat if he doesn't think his passes are gonna go. If he's gonna, you know what I mean? Where Mbappe needs the ball at his feet, like he needs to have it from start to the shot. In a lot of terms from the offense, where Mo Salah can move around without the ball, he could do this and that. I don't know. I'd rather have a Mo Salah than Mbappe. I agree. Well, personally, I'm a little biased, but yeah.
No, I'm not biased at all. I just go by how I look at soccer. I'd rather have a guy who could set up my other guys than somebody who has to have the ball at his feet to be effective. Yeah. Like, I'm all for good striking. Don't get me wrong. And when it comes to striking, I think Haaland might be better than Mbappe when it comes to the overall striking. But me personally, give me a Salah.
What was that 2 years ago where he scored in 19 straight games or some shit like that?
Yeah,
I was like
insane.
Jeez. I mean, I know he's got all the height and everything, but you still got to have the skill to execute that every game. Like, people don't understand how difficult that is, man.
If you remember Ibrahimovic, he was tall too. Yeah. But you put the ball at his feet, he make you look crazy, Ibrahimovic.
You know what? When he came to the MLS, I don't think anybody was happier than me. I'll be honest with you, man. I thought that, and if you notice, that's a league that every league should take notes from, and they don't get any credit. The MLS is so valuable right now from where they were years ago till now. They are doing so good, and they don't get no love, do they not? They get buried, they get this and that. But guess what? Viewership is up, ticket sales is up, revenue is up, everything is up. And nobody's talking about it. And they're like, American soccer sucks. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Everybody watches the MLS that are real fans. They know when our boy came, the GOAT, Messi came.
Messi, yeah.
That was when I knew. When he was talking about coming, I'm like, the MLS is legit, guys. I'm telling you, it's good soccer.
Them landing Messi legitimized them. Even though Messi,
when they had Chicharito, I knew they were legit. When Chicharito was playing, I knew it was a legit league. Because he could have went anywhere.
The only thing about the MLS, though, is they seem to grab players after they pass their primes. I need them to get a player when they're in their prime. That's my only thing.
Hold on. I agree, but hold on. Think about it like this. I still get you while you're valuable enough to elevate my league to the point where eventually that will be the case. Because if you look at Miami's the impact on Miami's economy, everything, Messi moved the needle like nothing, the likes of which they've never seen before.
Right.
They actually had to cancel certain appearances and kind of hold things back because they didn't have the facilities for all the people that were trying to come to some of these events.
Right.
So I hear you, but it's kind of like for us to be on an EPL or a Spanish or an Italian league or the Bundesliga, that's still going to take a little bit of time. And even if we don't get there, being close is a mark of success in itself. You know what I'm saying? Especially how soccer is globally, or football, as I like to call it.
Here's the thing. The MLS has come a long way from Landon Donovan.
Yeah.
You remember Landon Donovan, he was the only American face in the MLS, and he was pretty much the only soccer face that most Americans knew for the past 15 years.
Sure.
And then you got Beckham, right? Then Beckham came, he went to LA, even though Beckham was past his prime, but that was the start of starting to see the overseas players start coming to the United States, and they slowly been trickling, but surely.
You're forgetting two names. You're forgetting about Kobe Jones and Carlos Valderrama, because I used to have a Tampa Bay Mutiny jersey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, I go way back. I used to go to MLS games. So I went to college in Connecticut, and I used to go to New York, New Jersey Metro Stars games.
Yeah, the Metro Stars.
Before they were the Red Bull. I used to go to those
the Metro
games,
Stars. They sure
Yeah.
were.
See, you're a New Yorker, right? You're a New
Yeah,
Yorker.
I had a Metro
So you
Star
would know.
jersey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
would
had a
know. You
Metro
would
Star
know.
jersey back in the day, so I know.
Dude, I used to go to those games, and I remember, like, because I wrestled in college, so my teammates were, man, why are you going to that shit? I'm like, well, I was supposed to play two sports in college. I was supposed to play soccer and wrestling, but wrestling was so hard. I didn't have the energy to do no other shit after
Oh
that.
yeah, the wrestling
Because
is pretty rough.
I played soccer in high school all 4 years. Like that was like my thing. Like if I wasn't so big into wrestling, I would have tried to get a scholarship in soccer. That was like my focus. I wanted to be Kobe Jones. Like soccer was my shit, man.
Yeah,
So
I was on Bob's channel last night. He was telling me he played soccer, and I was giving him the blues. Like, dude, you played soccer. You don't get the hell out of here. Where you can't shoot a jump shot, but you could kick a ball.
two different coordinations, man.
Right, it is. The soccer stuff. You better have your cardio game ready when
Yeah.
when it comes to the soccer, because you running up and down that field and you don't get breaks.
No, it's an amazing game, man. I just wish that more of our athletes went to it. Like, so for me, I think football is the most dangerous sport in the world, period. I think
It is.
I enjoy watching college football, and I don't mind watching NFL. I just don't enjoy it as much now. But if I had kids, they would not be playing football. They'd be doing all kinds of combat. I would let them box before they play football. I swear to God.
Well, here's the thing: our best and brightest athletes in America tend to play football, basketball. If our best and brightest athletes would play soccer, we would dominate the world. I truly believe that.
Somebody brought this up on a Sports Center argument. This was some years ago. It was like in the early 2000s. It was after USC's run, and they said, imagine Reggie Bush playing soccer. They were talking about all the fastest players in like an NCAA, and right. I sat back and I thought about that, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, there might be something to that. You take all those receivers from LSU, Bama. You tell me Julio Jones, if he played since he was a kid, he couldn't transfer athleticism and IQ to you know what I mean? Like Hakeem Olajuwon was a good soccer player. So I kind of started.
So was Dikembe Mutombo.
Like, and I don't want to make false comparisons. Oh, Joel Embiid too. I don't want to make false comparisons, but your mind goes there from an athletic standpoint. No, man, athletic is athletic. Once you get the coordination down, I'd like to think that Reggie Bush is going to be burning like our boy Jose Altidore. I'm like, that's what Reggie Bush would probably look like.
Well, I think of somebody, when I think of somebody, I think of Tyreek Hill. If you got a guy like a Tyreek Hill who runs 4.1 and you put him on the soccer field, who's keeping up with that? Nobody's keeping up with
Henry
that.
couldn't even keep up with him. Thierry Henry wouldn't even be able to keep up with him.
No.
Man.
Like, it's just a thought, but just picture Tyreek Hill on the soccer field on a breakaway. Nobody's catching him from behind.
No.
Nobody's catching him.
No. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
Or you get a big dude who could move, like a Zion. You take Zion Williamson, the basketball.
Put him at sweeper. Put him at sweeper or goalie. Sweeper or goalie.
As a goalie, who's getting past Zion for real? When you got a dude
because he could probably touch the crossbar like this. Yeah,
he could probably touch the crossbar without jumping. And this is a guy with a 45-inch vertical. So, like, you put him in the net. Man, he would dominate. I think.
Once
you get
move laterally,
the actual acronym of being a goalie, because it takes some acronym to, once you learn it, you have it. You understand what I'm saying? Because I seen short guys get right at the goalie position. Short guys like me, 5'6", 5'7", get right playing goalie. So you get a 6'7" guy who's 200 something pounds, 250, 60 pounds. You're not getting past him like that.
No.
Yeah, you're not getting.
No, he would actually probably make you stall your offense a little bit because you wouldn't have a shot. You know what I mean? Like, you know how, like, when you're looking at near versus far post, he might take both angles away. I'll be honest with you, from certain vantage points, you might not have it. You might be
you're
like,
not
I
gonna
can't
have an
get
angle,
this.
not when you got somebody that big who could jump that
Right.
high.
Right. It's like, well, I'll go far post on him. It's like, that's not an option. He's gonna be there by the time you think he's not gonna be there. His hand's gonna be there. I promise you, it's gonna be there.
Yeah. And if you try to lift it up, he could just out jump. If he could jump over the crossbar, like, what are you gonna do? Because a lot of the soccer goalies, they can't get over the crossbar. A few of them can, but most of them can't. Where Zion would consistently get over the crossbar. So you trying to angle a corner kick, and he's already halfway over the crossbar before the ball get there. Like that,
you would have to hope for trash goals on somebody like that if they got really used to being a goal.
Right, or misdirection goals.
Yeah, it would have to be
goals like you would see in hockey.
If he can see you and he can see where you're, like he could see your shot or he could gauge your shot, he's gonna be there. Like Tim Howard was like that. Tim Howard was like 6'3",
Tim Howard,
6'4".
one of the great goalies of all time.
And he don't get the credit because he was on a trash United States team that couldn't score. But that's frustration talking.
No, listen. The United States been trash at soccer for a very long time. Since I've been a little kid, the United States has always been trash at soccer. Always.
I don't think we've coached right either because we've had the athletes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We have the athletes now. It's just, the acumen and the IQ. Yeah. Like, we don't promote soccer like how we promote football and basketball. Like I said, if our best and brightest athletes were to play soccer instead of football and basketball, we would dominate on the world stage. Soccer, we would dominate. We could have a whole dream team of soccer for real if we really wanted to. We just never put in the effort to do it because we so stuck in our own football. You understand what I'm saying? That we don't have the time for nobody soccer for real.
Well, one day they make fun of you if you play soccer versus football anyway. I went through that in high school. It was like, oh man,
I was giving Bob the blues yesterday with that, making fun of him because he was playing
I remember
soccer
the
instead
football
of
players
basketball.
making fun of us. But guess what? I mean, I'm not going to be getting CTE like a football player. I might have it from wrestling, but I don't have it from soccer. You know what I mean? But football is dangerous, bro. I mean, it is. It's dangerous. It's too dangerous.
Well, and we all know what
think about it this. Yeah, but think about this. You weren't signed. See, most people were signing up to play. Okay, and let's go back to the 90s. There were a few fast people. And I mean, there had more than a few, but everybody has the potential that's on that field to get to access to that 4.3 speed. Where back in the day it was just James Trapp, Dion, Darryl Green, and like Bo Jackson.
Right.
Now it's dudes that aren't even going to see the field that are that fast, and we're all running into each other.
Hey Timothy, I gotta run. I gotta go cook for my baby. But thank you for coming on my live, man, and supporting. I appreciate
for sure.
That. Thank you.
Hey, I'm gonna try and jump up again.
Chat. Yeah, I'm gonna come up again, probably like a half an hour. I just got to go.
For UFC 324, I'm going to be out there. If you have a show like on the Saturday, I'm going to try and do a show, or I'm going to try and jump on while I'm at the thing.
Okay, yeah, that would be great. Like I'm going to come back on, about a half an hour. I just want to, get my.
Oh shit, half an hour. Okay, I might be around.
All right,
brother.
Well, thank you all of y'all for coming, man. I appreciate that. I'll be back in like another half an hour. I got to go take care of some stuff, but I should be back in like another half an hour, 45 minutes. And I'm gonna holler at y'all then, man. And just so you know, the score of the game, the Bucks are winning 16-7. And when I come back, we could talk some football. All right, guys. Thank y'all for coming, and I'll be back later.